to show you guys a couple of things that I prepared for my wedding thing. And so my plan is to show you guys a couple of decorations and then we're going to make a decoration together. So I've already made one already. So I'm going to make that in a bit. Technically I bought it. But here are some decorations that I prepared for my wedding. We have a very big one. If you can see this. So this is actually like a Chinese character. So it means it's like double xi, which means double happiness. So that's something that I will be put there, which is really huge. Let's see if I can switch the camera. Okay, so we have a dragon here. This is a dragon. And then this is double xi. And here it's a phoenix. So in Chinese culture, the dragon symbolizes the male party and the phoenix symbolizes the female. So a marriage is like a combination between those genders, generally speaking. So we have dragon and phoenix. Now this character, we pronounce it as xi, so it's third tone. And here we have some Chinese characters. I actually got this on Amazon, if you guys want to know. However, when it's delivered, it's kind of like all folded up, so I don't really like that part. Now we got two peony, I think. Those flowers, very typical. And then around it's like roses. Here we have four characters. 心心相印. 心心相印. And yeah, so that's something that I plan to stick on the top of the fireplace, which I think is really cool. And I'm going to show you guys some other things that I prepared here. That's a random photo. So I actually brought this all the way from China. If you can see, this is actually fish. I don't know if you can see that. Now, all of them has the character Fu on it, which we will be showing this quite a lot in this lantern that I've got here. It has this Fu. I also have a video before showing you guys how to write Fu. Now, this is fish. This kind of like decoration, usually we put it around the Spring Festival time, and we call it 年年有余. So 鱼, fish is pronounced as 鱼 in Chinese. 年年有余. It also is the same pronunciation with the meaning of extra. So every year you have fish. The pronunciation sounds like every year you've got a little bit extra. It symbols extra money or extra fortune, which is something that we have always appreciate. So 年年有余. So the characters here I can explain a little bit. Here we have 如意. So 吉祥如意. So 如意 is here, 如意. Now 吉祥 is here, 吉祥. Both of them means auspicious. So here you have bigger characters. 吉祥如意, 吉祥如意. Okay, so this is this one. We always have a tassel attached to it. Another fish looks like this. It is a little bit smaller. It says 富贵有余. 富贵有余, which 富贵 means being rich. 有 have. Have 余 means have extra, as I've explained before. And we have a Chinese knot here. So yeah, there's this. And there's this little thing. It's a little butterfly with some colored pepper here. So butterfly is another symbol in China, symbolize couples or marriages. Those kind of like has romantic meaning. All of these, now this one and this one, you see the embroideries on it. The other one is just kind of like printed on with, this is kind of like velvet filling. It's the same thing with this characters that I've got down here. It's velvet and have a little bit of glitter on it. So it's quite pretty. my mom urged me to bring this back here, all the way here. And a couple of other things that I've got here. This is a Chinese paper cut that I made. And I just put in a frame. So this year is the year of tiger. That's why I made this. So I thought, well, I'm gonna put this here. This is the draft. So if I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But anyhow, so this tiger has this wang here on the top. And then you just have 4 tigers. And I used those glittered, kind of golden scattered red paper. So yeah, that's it. Okay, now let's try to make this let's try to assemble this Chinese lantern together. I will explain it a little bit. So the fu here, as I've repeatedly mentioned about this character, which means fortune, right? Fortunate. So we have fu here, and this is a Chinese knot that I've shown you guys on those little decorations. What I'm gonna mention is, look, this fu is the upside down fu. It's different than this one, but you might think that I assembled it wrong, but actually I got it right, because this fu symbolizes fu dao le in Chinese, which literally means your fu is upside down. However, in Chinese, dao also means arrive. It's a play of the pronunciations as well, so it's a nice punchline, means your fortune has arrived. So I thought this little thing would look lovely at the wedding venue. Alright, so let's try to assemble the other one. I have the package here, so I can show you guys how to do it, so we can do it together. If you guys have any questions about like Chinese wedding, which I made a video about it already, if you have questions about that, or different customs that you want to know, you can always comment and let me know. It's fairly easy. This one is, at the very beginning, it can be a little bit tricky to assemble, but then it's not too bad. It is, in a way, kind of difficult to plan your weddings in a different country. Because of COVID, of course, my parents and my families and my friends can't come. So it's pretty difficult. I wasn't gonna actually put those decorations here because I'm very familiar with those decorations growing up from China. We see a lot of them. But then at the end of the day, I thought maybe I should have a little bit touch. One way is for my American friends to see this. The other is so look back, I will see more of the elements of China showing up around my wedding place. It would be lovely. So whenever I think of that, I thought, well, you know what? Why not? I'm doing it. So I spend a lot of time to going through different platforms, trying to find different items that I can put together. I'm gonna write some Chinese words on the red papers that I got. So mainly I'm gonna write down double happiness, the characters that I've just showed you guys. Now that one is classic. You almost always have those characters or decorations pasted on the wall when you get married in China. It is a traditional character, but we really still use that in our daily decorations, particularly when you get married. It is very common to see that in China. Now my plan is to write some double happiness with Chinese brushes that I've got, written in a way like the calligraphy, because I think it would be a lovely touch. I do write a little bit calligraphy. I would say I have pretty okay handwritings. It's good enough, let's just say that. I thought it would be more meaningful. Some decorations about the double happiness that I saw on the websites are not the best. Let's just say that. It's a bit overwhelming to try to prepare your wedding in a foreign country. The other reason is you have, when it comes to Chinese elements, when it comes to the elements that's close to your home, maybe you don't have a lot of help. It's understandable, mainly because people don't know how to help you, I would be overwhelmed as well. Found a lot of new habits and traditions that are more popular here in the States, but I wouldn't know that. Used to Google a lot of times and also asked the people around who have already got married. I asked them how did they do. I've always liked that saying in America about something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I think it's a very lovely idea. I think I prepared my something blue already, but I'm still working on it. So the first step is basically trying to get everything ready, and you have to kind of cut it to separate it. You get the structures of the lantern, and then you assemble it. I think I kind of enjoy assembling this lantern. It is a bit of work, that I would say, but if you guys are familiar with Chinese architectures, or you've seen Chinese architectures, you would know that our traditional architecture has a lot of those structure all about assembling together. So we don't really use a lot of glues, and we don't really use a lot of nails. What we do is we created those kind of structure, and then we assemble them. So personally, with that in mind, I think I kind of enjoy assembling this lantern, because in this way it's also a very small project that remind me of home. You know what I mean? So I can't complain much when doing this. I've always find that wedding ceremony, or any of those important ceremonies across the world, has it's always been a topic that fascinates me, because every place, every country, they have their own traditions and customs, and they're equally beautiful. That's something that the people are able to create based on their culture. I remember when I was little, I've always loved the Chinese minorities' clothes, because as you guys know, that China is a country that has 56 minorities. That is to say that those minorities, they have their own culture and they have their own tradition, particularly when it comes to marriage, or spring festivals, or the food they eat. Those are very different. And when I was little, I have always loved watching their costumes and admiring their food. So I think it's such a beautiful kind of process for a lot of us. Now I am a Han people. If you know a little bit about China's minorities or majorities, I'm the so-called majority kind of situation. In that case, oh, I haven't fully assembled this one. I'm gonna make sure I finish this task first. So what you do, you literally just put it through. And it should be very easy. In my spare time, I also like to do a little bit DIYs and art stuff. So when I saw this, I think it's a brilliant idea. I think I might be missing one. It's hard to say. Maybe dropped it somewhere else. I still got one of this, and I'm definitely missing one major thing here. I think maybe I'll ended up borrowing one thing from the other. This one is basically assembled. I don't know where I put that. Oh, I see it. Great. I have completed this one. Another one to go. Oh, I always do this. Got them the wrong direction. So when it comes to Chinese lanterns, and we have those round ones, and for those square ones, we usually have a wider opening, not opening, wider part, upper part, and a slimmer bottom. This is my favorite part. I really like how they make this food all glittered up because it is something that we do in China quite a lot. Now, if I don't know if you guys know about couplets, and my mom actually wanted me to put a couple of couplets on the wedding venue. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to write one or two, but I'm not quite sure. It's pretty big. It's a little bit difficult to maneuver. But during Spring Festival, we must put couplets on our door. Now, you only don't put couplets on your door if you have a family member passed away. So it is very important for Chinese people to put couplets on their door. Now, when writing the couplets, it's very commonly seen to write with two colors. One is the black ink, the other is this golden glitter one. We have those ink sewed specifically for those occasions, so you could easily get hold of that. I really love this lantern. Once you assembled it, it's pretty. I saw some Chinese decorations sold overseas. Some of them were not so pretty. So I don't really want to buy them. Those are the ones that you're seeing in this live stream are the ones that native Chinese people proved. So if you want to get the same ones, feel free to get them. And the decorations will be kind of authentic to Chinese eye. This time I'm gonna put a tassel on it first, because last time when I assembled the Chinese knot down there, it's a bit challenging to put the tassel on. They keep falling apart. So assemble the tassels are not very easy and not fun as well. So basically you want to go in like this, but I usually fold it here first. So I would fold it, I would go in there, try to get it crossed, then get that part out. This one is ready, and we're just gonna put it here. I've already put it on. Okay. I also meant to upload more videos whenever I can, and I would also love to get some feedback from you guys, like what kind of content you would want to watch. And I thought that will help me making a better decision when it comes to uploading the content. These days I am a little bit busy, but I wanted to make time and effort to keep the channel going. And that's why I decided to go live today. Just have a little bit chat and then work on my project. I would love to see how the other nations and the other cultures, like how do they prepare their wedding. I have seen quite some stunning videos coming from other cultures. Now the photographers that we hired for the wedding, she shot an Indian wedding before, and we saw the guest pictures. They were absolutely stunning. I love the elaborate costumes that that couple was wearing. It was so pretty. And the Indian wedding, as listed from the photos that I've seen from our photographer, they also use many elaborate colors, which is something that I would say we kind of have in common, and we love those vibrant colors to show. Now in China, red and yellow is our main color, I would say. It's like our national flags, very easy to remember. I'm now trying to assemble them, as many as I could, and then I'll be working on the lower bottom. I'm also in the process of selecting some of the Chinese songs that we get to play for a wedding. Speaking of that, I could have played some songs while I'm working on that. Let's see which songs you guys might like. And if you guys would like, I'd love to have some of the recommendations from whichever country you're from. You know what I mean? Like the songs that in your country would have played during a wedding. I think that's so cool. If I also get an opportunity to play your songs. If you commented down below about the songs that you guys love, I'd love to try it out. I'll give it a listen, then try it out. This is the last tassel. We've basically finished it. I'm beyond happy. Still need to put them in shape. Okay, so now moving on, we're gonna put the bottom layer on this. Here's the bottom layer. This is called Chinese knot. It's something we also do for auspicious reasons, naturally. I've got this one ready. Now let's put the tassels on together. I'm about to finish this. That makes me feel very happy. It does take a while, doesn't it? But once you started to actually assembling it, it is not that tricky. Takes a little bit of patience, and we're good to go. Now the last fool, I'm gonna put it upside down as I've explained that before, and then I'm gonna attach to the bottom. Ooh. Okay, I think we are good with these. Awesome, so now we have 2 complete already. So thank you so much for watching and hang out with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.